Hello my dear friends, my name is Harold and welcome to The Sanctum. This is the next video in the series on energy healing, and in this particular video I'd like to talk a little bit more about chakras and the insides of a chakra, because this is not something that a lot of people talk about, especially in our modern day. Everybody's going on about chakras and activating their third eye and balancing their heart and their crown and all of this stuff, but nobody really talks about the inner structure of a chakra. So in energy healing we go quite deep into the structure of a chakra, and I'm going to talk about that in this video. If you want to know more about the science of energy healing and how you can begin to develop your own abilities to heal and how to heal, you can check out my new series on Patreon on energy healing. So chakras in the yogic tradition are depicted as lotus flowers. So depending on the tradition, sometimes they are depicted facing upwards, sometimes, most of the time in the Indian tradition, they are focused outwards like this. So these chakras have various petals. I won't go into the specific details of how many petals each chakras have and all of this. This varies from tradition to tradition. But I will talk about the energetic theory of a chakra when it comes to energy healing. So chakras, as I mentioned, can rotate, and they rotate clockwise and anti-clockwise. They breathe in energy and they expel energy. They breathe in energy and they expel energy. But inside of the chakra, apart from the petals, is a little mesh, which is called the chakral web. Now this little mesh filters the type of energy that enters into a chakra, okay, and it protects a chakra from the various debris, astral debris, that might be present in a particular environment. Now in spirituality and in energetics and all that, we know that there are some places that have cleaner energy and some places where the energy may not be as good. Or for example, this is why people cleanse a space using sage or Palo Santo or the various other herbs that can be used in order to cleanse a particular space, because the vibrational frequency of that area may be lower than another particular area. If you go into a sacred temple, likely there's going to be a very high frequency of energy there. But if you go to a certain area where there's been an argument or a fight has broken down, an energetic imprint of that particular interaction would be there in the environment. And anybody who is sensitive, who steps in there, may pick up a little bit of that energy, right? So this chakral mesh is there to filter out any garbage. When chakras breathe in and take in energy from the environment, it filters out any debris, like a mesh does, like a filter does, okay? But now the filter can also get damaged and have little tears in them due to various reasons. Trauma is one reason. Somebody can have a tear in a particular chakral web. Another reason is drug abuse. If they are smoking too much marijuana or doing too many drugs, it can lead to a tear. Next is, alcohol, of course, drinking too much alcohol, drinking too much caffeine, overexertion, exerting yourself to extreme levels, and stress can do this as well. Not sleeping and therefore overexerting the body can also lead to tears. And when there's a tear in the chakral web, there's a little bit of an opening. Because there's a little bit of an opening, energy starts to leak out. When energy starts to leak out, various astral beings, what we call elementals, which are associated with the four elements, fire, air, earth and water, which are present everywhere, whether you can see them or not, they're present everywhere, can get attached onto your chakra because they're attracted to this leakage of energy, and they get attached onto the chakra and they start to suck all of that energy and become bigger and bigger and bigger, feed off this energy that is being leaked out. Depending on the nature of the elemental, this can cause psychological issues or anxieties or depression or anger issues and things like this. So these elementals can be fire, air, earth, water. So if they are a fiery elemental, they are very similar to the element of fire. If they get attached on, they can start to trigger anger, so that you feel anger, and therefore that chakra begins to release slightly angry energy, and then that particular little guy begins to feed on all of your anger and become bigger and bigger and look for more opportunities for you to become angry. Okay, so this is how psychotherapy works in energy healing, because in energy healing we can feel out and find these little elementals and remove them and throw them into salt water, neutralizing them. So the same is the case with it's a water elemental. It can make somebody overly emotional. If it's an air elemental, it can make somebody overthink or cause extreme anxieties and things like this. If it's an earth elemental, it can create fear and like laziness and this sort of thing. So like this, the tears in the chakral web can begin to attract beings, elementals. And these elementals aren't negative per se. They work with us as well. When we drink water, we're drinking water elementals because water is full of water elementals. When we turn on a light, we're getting that light because there's fire elementals in there. When we go for a walk in nature or we have plants all around us, that's our earth energy. Earth energy is very important. That's full of earth elementals. When we breathe in air, we're working with the air elementals. So these elementals are there all around us, the spirits of the elements, and they're working with us. However, just like anything, if there's a leakage of energy, the elementals can also begin to take that energy from you. So it's important to be able to seal, and that's what an energy healer does, a pranic healer does, is they're able to seal off, first remove any elementals that are stuck inside chakras, and seal off those particular cracks that are created in the chakral web. And when the elemental is removed and the chakral web is healed, now the psychological issue that was caused by the loss of energy caused by the elemental begins to disappear. But also when there are tears, it prevents other elementals from draining their energy. Another thing that I didn't mention is when there are tears in the chakras, if the chakras are really big, they can also begin to absorb astral information, sometimes astral information that is unnecessary, leading to hearing voices that may be what you call schizophrenia these days, or people having delusional beliefs that their reality is like this when in reality that's not the case, or hearing voices or screaming or things that other people are not really hearing. Because there's a tear, astral debris is going in and astral information is going in, and this is causing the person to perceive these things that might cause them distress. So sealing off these tears can prevent this from occurring as well, because otherwise a person is opening themselves up to information that they can't control, and that's overwhelming them and causing them distress. Okay. So this is something that I do. It's something called pranic healing. You can learn a bit more about it on my website, which is in the description box below, or you can even book a call with me by following the link in the description box below to learn more. And if this is something that you're interested in having yourself, or you can learn more about how you can practice it and learn some of the techniques to develop it and cultivate it yourself by checking out my Patreon channel. So I hope you found this informative and useful. Thank you, take care, and I shall see you very soon. Peace.